I'm absolutely furious about this breaking news out of South Africa. Julius Malema, the leader of a left-wing political party called the Economic Freedom Fighters, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for firing a rifle into the air. And this is a man who has consistently been a target of American imperialists like Elon Musk and Donald Trump because he wants to redistribute the land that made Elon's daddy rich.
You've all probably heard the insane, ludicrous claims from Elon Musk, from even Trump, about there being some sort of a white genocide in South Africa, right? You probably heard that. You know, of course, we can't lose sight of the fact that, yes, the apartheid political system has ended. It ended long ago. But the economic apartheid system still reigns supreme in South Africa. That's why in South Africa, you have like most all of the wealth, which is controlled by a very small number of white people, and black people are left with nothing. That's just the truth. And then they put out all these fake, stupid videos, like the videos with the crosses going miles and miles on the road. And they say each one of these crosses represents, is a burial site or represents a white person that was murdered in the white genocide. It's fake. That's literally fake. That's not true. Ask anyone in South Africa, even people that oppose the revolutionary parties like EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters, and MK, and they'll tell you, maybe we don't like the way things are here with the government or with these parties, and we support the Democratic Alliance, but that whole thing is fake, right? So Trump, Elon Musk, they tweet out fake stuff, and the reason for it is quite simple. It's summed up here by my good friend Eddie at Midwestern Marks. You should all go follow him on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. He's got a huge following on TikTok. Listen to this, because the leader of South Africa's Revolutionary Economic Freedom Fighters Party, which is the fourth largest political party in all of South Africa and is, really beginning to challenge the existing order between the liberal imperialist Democratic Alliance Party and the ruling ANC Party. Their leader, Commander-in-Chief Julius Malema, a true revolutionary, a true supporter of the Palestinians. In fact, Julius Malema called on the ANC Party in South Africa to arm the Palestinians at the start of the genocide. He was just given a 5-year prison sentence yesterday. For what? For what? Why would they hand out a 5-year prison sentence to this man, the leader of one of the largest political parties in South Africa, right? Do we think it's because he, as they say, he fired off a gun in a public place, a gun that didn't even belong to him, but it was his friend's gun, and he didn't shoot anyone? It was at a political rally. He fired it off, and it was, just for like theatrics. Or do we think it's because he supports the anti-imperialist world and he represents a huge threat to the global financial capital interests, which want to and are in some ways profiting immensely off of the current relationships that they hold in South Africa, and they want to profit even further? What do you think? Take a listen.
I'm absolutely furious about this breaking news out of South Africa. Julius Malema, the leader of a left-wing political party called the Economic Freedom Fighters, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for firing a rifle into the air. And this is a man who has consistently been a target of American imperialists like Elon Musk and Donald Trump because he wants to redistribute the land that made Elon's daddy rich. Back when South Africa was still an apartheid state and the indigenous black population were considered second-class citizens. Elon has consistently whined and cried, claiming that Malema and South Africa are racist against whites. Even though white people make up only about 7% of South Africa's population, but own as much as 70% of the wealth. So in many ways, at least economically, South Africa is still an apartheid state, and this judicial ruling reflects that. Their government is still targeting people who want to redistribute land to the people who actually work the land. And you can guarantee that this decision was influenced by the pressure campaign from people like Elon Musk who want to monopolize South African resources. We really live in a world where the richest man in the world is allowed to play victim because of his skin color, while heroic freedom fighters who are fighting on behalf of the people of their own country are put in prison. It's the same old story, the same bullshit that Western imperialists have been doing to Africa for years. Free Julius Malema and jail Elon Musk.
I second that. Free Julius Malema. He also wrote this: one of the most popular black leaders in South Africa just got sentenced to 5 years in prison by a white magistrate. And Elon Musk is still claiming to be a racial victim because of his white skin, like some kind of woke liberal. The EFF would make South Africa better for white and black workers because class solidarity trumps racial solidarity. That's why I stand with Malema as a white man, and I spit on government welfare queens like Elon Musk. Yeah, this is pretty incredible when you compare back to back about how white and black people are treated in the country in South Africa. A white South African man killed his wife with a gun. The court gave him 5 years in jail. A black man, Julius Malema, shot a gun in the sky celebrating the anniversary of his party. The court gave him 5 years plus 2 years, plus many fines in the same South African court. Julius Malema did not kill or injure anyone. His bullet went straight into the air, but the court punished him more than the white man who killed his wife. This case is not about crime. It is about Western motivated politics and about silencing Julius Malema and the EFF. Julius Malema is a hero. He's a true anti-imperialist hero. And I will say, I don't like to get in the middle of the South African politics. So to my South Africans watching, if you think this means I'm taking a side or something, I'm not. I hope that South Africans can work out their differences, right? Because if MK and if EFF, I know it's not as simple as this, but if you guys manage to overcome differences, to unite as one, even if it's simply a recognition of your differences, but a political alliance in the next elections, the next parliamentary elections, to force a majority of true anti-imperialist voices in the South African parliament, you could change your country. Could change your country. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that yet. MK performed very well in the last elections. You received number 3 in parliament. Number 3, most seats, third most seats. EFF did a little bit worse than expected, got 4th place. But of course, I saw the recent event in which Jacob Zuma, former president, you were present at the funeral of one of the family members of Commander-in-Chief Malema. And I thought that was a beautiful moment and hopefully could serve as a stepping stone for true understanding after so many years of, personal issues and political differences in some ways. But really, I mean, look at what the division is bringing to South Africa. Look at what the division is bringing. It's bringing absolutely nothing but pain, misery, sorrow for the people of South Africa as long as you stay divided. And while I appreciate the constructive messages that are shared by the leaders of both parties and the members of both parties about the international crisis, especially as it faces Gaza and Iran and Lebanon, what good are those slogans? What good are those statements if you're so close to having your hands on the levers of power in South Africa, but you're not there yet? I think we could witness something really beautiful in South Africa. I hope we witness something beautiful in South Africa very soon. Time's not there yet, and they're definitely trying to shut you all down. Did anyone find it weird? Two largest anti-imperialist parties in South Africa. For those of you who don't know the history, Jacob Zuma was the president of South Africa many years ago. And while Jacob Zuma was the president of South Africa, Julius Malema, this man right here, he was the leader of the youth wing of the ANC under under Jacob Zuma. And due to personal issues and probably some political issues, I don't want to make it just seem like a personal bitterness squabble, Julius Malema left ANC, started the Economic Freedom Fighters, and it turned into one of the largest parties in the country. Jacob Zuma also now has his own anti-imperialist party, the MK party. And I think they're both true anti-imperialists. For the first time in decades, they united publicly at a funeral just a few weeks ago. And then right after that, the state says, we're going to sentence Julius Malema to 5 years in prison for firing a random gun into the air. Crazy. But I think we know why. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.